So welcome back guys, you are watching Rising Coders Era, and in this video we are going to see how we can copy the array from one array to another using for loop. In short, we are going to create a temporary array and we are just going to copy some values from the first array to the temporary array. Okay, you can just read all these things. So in short, what I want to say that we are having a source array name, as we will just give the source array name, and it will have some numbers which is 1 2 3 4 5 present inside it, and we will have one output. Okay, we are just going to get an output and we are going to have the another array. This is the temporary array which is going to store the value present inside the source array. Okay, the value present inside the source array are going to be copied and it will just print inside the target array. That means they will be copied line by line and we are just going to display it. So that's the code which we are just going to see guys, and let's write the code. So here I just written the main important point: create copy of array or temp array using for loop. So we are going to have a source array in this way and target array in this way. Here we are just going to write, and we are just going to see, we are just going to write here, and that is going to be the source array. We are going to create the source array. So for that I'm just going to create an array of integer, and you can just name it as source array su. Okay, source array. This will be the name. Source array will be the name of the original array, and the values present inside it is nothing but 1 2 3 4 5. You can give any numbers, but for right now we are just going to give these numbers. So that's all, and we have just created it. Now to display these numbers present inside the array inside console, what we do, we can just use an as for loop. So for integer I, and you can just write here source array, and here you can write system dot out dot print, and then inside this you can just write the I, and we need a space, so we can just create a space as well. And here I will just make a semicolon. Now we have just completed this. What we are just going to do, system.out.println. Okay, I'm just going to make this thing as well, and this is going to be the main array. Now when we are just going to run the code, it is going to print all the numbers one by one, and you will get the space between them. Okay, you will get the space between them as well. So you can just see 1 2 3 4 5, all the numbers have been printed over here. Okay, what we are going to do, we are just going to create a temporary array. So what is the syntax for that, we are just going to see. Okay, so create a temporary array, we are just going to give it name as target array. So for that what we can do here, we can just write here it is going to be of integer, and right now here we are just going to write the name. So it will be target array, and which is equal to, we are going to say new, and what inside this, it is going to be of integer. Okay, now what will happen, we just have to write the value, how much size will be it holding. Okay, so how we can get it, we can get it by using a method length. Okay, dot length, you just use it. Okay, dot length, source array dot length, and you will get the length of the source array, and that will be the length of the new array as well. So what we can do, we can just create here a variable. So you can do one thing, you can just create a variable and then you can just write the variable name over here. But for now what we are going to do, we are just going to write here all the things. So what we can say, source array dot length. Okay, source array dot length. Okay, and what will be the length? Okay, what will be present inside this right now, source array dot length, that means it will be 5. Okay, because there are totally 5 numbers present inside it, it will calculate in this way 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this will be 5, and right now the 5 values are just created inside memory. Okay, inside our memory the 5 spaces is been created for that new array which has been named as target array. If we want to see, if we want to just display this, so we can just copy this, we can just paste it, and here I'm just going to name it with target array. Okay, we will just name it with target array. Now after naming, what we can do, we can just run the code. But when I'm just going to run the code, what will be the output? So let me know inside the comment section, we will just run it. But before that, write the code. Okay, write the output, what will be the output for this. And when we will run, what will happen, it will be 0 0 0. Okay, which is for this code. Okay, which we have just created, and this was for the before. You can just see 1 2 3 4 5 was printed. So what is happening, the space is been just created and nothing is present inside that value. Okay, no element is present. Okay, there is nothing, it is null. So at that point what will happen, it will just display 0 0 0 0. Okay, it will just display 0 0 0 in this way. So this will be the output for this. Okay, now the main thing is to copy all the elements which are present inside the source array. So how we can do this? So for this we need a for loop. Basically we are just going to place the for loop over here. Okay, let me create some comments which are written inside notes as well. I will just create some comments and we will be back, and then we will just write the for loop. So we have just completed, and you can just see I have just created some comments as well over here. Okay, you can just see, where is it? Okay, so initialize the source array, we have just initialize it. Okay, we have just written some numbers inside it. Then initial target array, we have just initialized the target array as well. We just printed the target array, and you can just write here print the, okay, so you can just write here print the source array. Okay, so you can just write source array. Okay, so we have just written all these things so that it will be more easy to understand, guys, and all the things are just present inside description. Okay, you will get the notes, you will get the source code, and okay, this topic, basically if you see the source code, the name for this file is array for loop. Okay, so you can just move inside description and you will find the link. You can just see array for loop.java. Now the main important thing here, we are just going to create an integer of I. Okay, we will just give it I, and it will start from the 0. Okay, we will start from 0, and I should be less than, it will be source array dot length. So it will be source array dot length. I should be less than source array dot length. The reason behind that is source array dot length will be 5 and it will be moving up to 4. Basically what will happen, our array indexing starts from 0. At this point it will be 0, then you will get 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, in this way. So it starts from 0. So we are just going to write 0. Okay, and then we will just write source array dot length, and then we will just write I plus plus. We are just going to increment 1 by 1. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are just going to write the array name which we are just going to copy. Okay, which is blank. Basically we are just going to write first. Okay, this is the syntax, and inside this we are just going to write I. Okay, because from where we have to move, when we talk about the target array, the indexing for this, it will start from 0, and from 0 to 4 we just have to move and place all the numbers. So I have just created here I is equal to 0, I should be less than source array dot length, and I must be incrementing. Okay, it will increment 1 by 1. The next thing we are just going to write here, and that is going to be the source array, which is the original array for this code, and here we are just going to write source array. And inside this, what we have to pass? Simple, we just have to pass the I, because when the source array at this point, okay, now you can just see the I value is 0 and target array of 0, that means at this position. Okay, you can just see at this position. So at this position you can just see, so there is nothing, the value is null. So what we have to place, we have to place source array of I, that means source array of I, that means this index value which is 0 again. Okay, so let me make some indexing so that it will be more easy to understand for us, guys. So your target array for right now, suppose that it is empty, so I will just give the 0 0 0 0 over there. Okay, that's all, and you can just see the places indexes as well. Now how our loop will work, so you can just see I is equal to 0, so it will be 0 at this point. Okay, assume that this is 0 and this is 0. So at the 0 index, you can see the value is nothing, that means it is blank. Basically 0 is nothing but it is blank. Okay, 0 place it is having 1, so it will be just printed over here. Then our I is going to increment by 1, so the I value is going to be 1 right now. So at one place, okay, at this point it will come, and at one place you can just see you got the 2. Okay, you got the 2, and this will also be incremented by 1, so it will move at this one place. Okay, so what is 2? It will copy 2. Okay, it will just move with 2. Then in similar way it will print 3, then it will move inside 3, then you will get 4, in this way. So what we can do, okay, we will just run the code and we will see what is happening, is the output correct or not. Okay, you got the 1 2 3 4 5. Now what we will do, okay, we got this due to this reason. Okay, I'm just going to copy this and I'm just going to paste it. Now when we run, I think it will work. It is not working. Okay, it is not working, so we will just do one thing, we will just give it name as J and this J, and then right now we are just going to run. Okay, so this thing we wanted to know at the first iteration it will work with 1. Okay, 1 is been copied, after that 2 is copied, then 3, then 4, then 5. Okay, and finally you got the array which have all the numbers present inside the source array. Okay, so in this way it is going to copy all the numbers, and you can just see and the first it is copying 1, then you got 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5, and then the final array 1 2 3 4 5. And right now I'm just going to ask you one more question, that if we want to print 2 3 4, okay, if we want to print 2 3 4 and okay, only 2 3 4, we just want to print the 2 3 4 values, so how we can print it? So this I'm just going to explain right now. You can do one thing, 3 4 5, okay, write the code for 3 4. So what will be the code which will display the 3 4 5? So let me know inside the comment section. For right now I'm just going to tell you of 2 3 4 how we can print it. We just want to print 2 3 4, okay, we just want to print 2 3 4. Right now if you just run the code, what will happen, it will print all the numbers, okay. You can see it is printing all the numbers. So what we want to do, we want to just print 2 3 4, okay. So what first thing, I'm just going to remove this, okay, which we have just written over here. For right now I'm just going to remove it, and from where we have to start, if you see 2 3 4, 2 is present as which index, okay, it is present at 1 index, okay, because this is 0 and this is 1. So what we can write, it is really simple. You just have to write 1 and then plus, and I just have to copy how many elements. You can just see we just need to copy 3 elements, okay, 3 elements. So here we are just going to write, so we know that we are just going to copy 3 elements, so I'm just going to write directly 3, and you can just write here, you can just replace this with 3. So what will happen, it will be less than 3, it will have, this is the index number 0, then 1 and 2 in this way, because for this array, okay, this will be the 0 index, this will be the 1 index, and this will be the 2 index, okay. So for that we just have to move up to 2, okay, so it will start from 0 and it will reach up to 2, and then the for loop is going to terminate, okay. So we are just going to say 1 plus I, and right now if I'm just going to run, it should be working fine. Let's see, okay, it just printed 2 3 4, okay, that which we wanted, okay. So what will happen over here, basically what is happening, 1 plus I, 1 plus I, that means it will be 1 plus the 0, okay, at the starting it is 0, and 1 plus 0 you will get 1. So what will happen, at 1 index it will reach, and it will copy the element which is present at the 1 index, and it will place inside the array which is named as target array, okay. So it will be placing over there. Then the next iteration, after next iteration, but for this if you see the target array, this index is going to be 0, okay, for this it will be 0 index, okay. The next thing which is going to happen, and the index, so you can just see it is just iterated. The next thing which is going to happen over here, the I value is going to increment by 1 basically, and it will be 1. Now 1 plus 1 you got the 2, so it will move at the 2 index which is 3 over here. It will just take the element and it will place in target array of I, that means it will be 1. So at 1 position there will be 3. The next thing, it will again iterate by 1, and you get here 2, and 2 is less than 3, okay, so it will move inside the array, so it will move inside the for loop, and what will happen, this will be 2, and you got 2 plus 1 which is going to be 3, so it will be 0 1 2 and 3, you got the 4. It is just copied and it is placed inside 2, so this will be your 2. In this way it will work, guys, and that's all. You will get the code inside description, and when I'm just going to run, you got all the point. It will again print one by one. You can just use this for loop, you can just copy this, or I will just do alt and up arrow. You can just run this, okay, it will just again throw error. So let me change this as well. This should be J, and we will just run it. You got the point, 2 3, it is just taking 2 at the first iteration, then 3, and then 4. In this way all the things happen, guys. Now let me know inside the comment section that how we can copy 3 4 5. Okay, so write the code for that. That's all, guys, for today's video, and we will meet in next video. Thank you guys for watching this video.